Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IS Academy. In this lecture, we will be discussing about the GST overhaul that is about to come. Now, in that specifically, we will be dealing with the new tax slab that will come in GST proposed at 40%. Yes, proposed at 40% is what the restructure plan look like, and it is purported that the gaming will be maybe included in this 40% slab. So let us understand what this is all about, what is the reasoning behind proposing this slab, what repercussions will it have on different stakeholders, so on and so forth. So the news is about the proposed 40% GST on sin and demerit goods. So what is the present slab? If you talk about the present slab, the highest percentage is given to the sin and luxury goods and services at 28%. Now, in this 28%, you of course have your sin goods included. Even your luxury goods like luxury cars, SUVs, etc. are included in that. So what is probably going to happen is the sin goods tax slab is going to increase to 40%. And the proposed items over here are online gaming may join it. You have pan masala, tobacco, cigarettes, luxury cars and SUVs which will be here. Basically, all these things were previously under the 28% slab. Now they are going to increase to 40% of slab. Now, what are the reasons? We will discuss in detail, but the broad reason looks like increase in revenue, the social impact or the social ethics of the society, as well as the policy to control these things, to regulate these things and keep the things in control with respect to the degree of consumption that is increasing. These are, a lot of things are not good for the society. For example, cigarettes causes cancer. Right. At the same time, online gaming has been linked to a lot of mental health disorders. So as to control this is the approach that is being taken. But we'll also look at it whether it will work or not based on the future data that we have. Before we move ahead, an important announcement about the new batches that have recently started. So you can still enroll in them. One started from 9th of August and the other from the 11th of August. So here you will be guided and mentored and taught by the experts of UPSC Civil Services Examination. There are a lot of advantages of joining Legacy IS Academy, some of which are the comprehensive coverage of the entire syllabus. Most important, I would say, is the one-on-one mentorship and guidance that you are provided by the same faculties that you just saw. The classes are having limited number of students. For individual attention, there will be regular interaction with the teachers, mentors over here. At the same time, daily answer writing practice, which is in addition to the mains and prelims test series. Finally, we also have a 360-degree approach for current affairs, wherein one entire day every single week is given for current affairs live classes, which contains all the required current affairs things to suffice your UPSC preparation. If you want to enroll with us, you can download our new app or log on to our website, that is www.legacys.com, or call on the numbers that are given here. So let's move ahead. What is India's, basically the trend or the present, let's say the rates. So present rate, if you talk about, current rate is 28%. On gaming, casinos, horse racing, all these are gamings. Now the gaming industry previously itself was not okay with the 28% slab, so it feels that there might be a huge amount of protests coming our way if it is put under 40% bracket. Now, what had this done? When gaming etc. were put in the tax bracket of 28%, what had happened was a sharp rise in the revenue. In fact, the online gaming, the revenue from the tax revenue from the online gaming increased by 412%. Yes, absolutely. So there is a huge increase in the revenue. Now, this is a good thing, of course, with respect to revenue collection, but at the same time, it is not good thing with respect to trying to control people's online gaming habit by increasing the tax slab, because what we are seeing is that the elasticity of demand over here is very low. Elasticity of demand here is less than 1. What is elasticity of demand? It is the percentage change in demand with respect to the percentage change in price. So the percentage change in the price was high, but the demand actually did not decrease. What should happen in normal situation is that for normal goods is that when increase in prices there, the demand should go down, but that did not happen over here, as a result of which the revenue rather increased. So here you can say that the demand did not decrease even after increase in the prices that was there. In casinos, you saw 30% increase in revenue, but in online gaming, a huge increase of 412% was there. So this points out to the fact that probably increasing the price through increasing of taxes may not actually be the right policy to control the proliferation of the online gaming. Anyway, let's move ahead about the new proposals. So the new proposal talks about 40% of GST slab for sin goods. Sin goods means sort of demerit goods, which are not of merit with respect to the society in general. So items that would be included are, these are basically cancer causing, carcinogenic products. You have tobacco, pan masala and cigarettes. It will also include, as we already saw, gaming, plus it will have luxury vehicles, cars, SUVs as well. Now here what happens is, generally the idea is it's the rich, super rich who are going to buy luxury cars, SUVs. But on the other hand, it also does one thing. What is that? Let's say a middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class person, a salaried employee earns and saves the money in order to buy their dream car, and that is, let's say, one of their dreams. For them also it becomes costly, because indirect taxes are not based on your salary, on your income. It is same for everyone, and hence has regressive nature, and hence becomes a bigger burden on the people who are earning less amount. So that is one issue that will be there. In addition to this, online gaming, fantasy sports, poker, rummy circle, all that you see, ads you keep on seeing left, right, center on your TV channels, propagating these kind of games and influencing you to invest, put your money, and at the end of the day lose it all, will be charged at 40%. Now what is the rationale behind the higher GST that the government is trying to bring in? The very first rationale is the social concern. The social concern is that these things, not just online gaming, specifically online gaming, but also tobacco, cigarettes, etc., they are all addiction based, and it leads to compulsive spending. You are not in control, you are not in your senses, you are addicted, you are having no controls on your thoughts, and you end up spending in these things, including games. Yes, in-app purchases are there. People are spending thousands and lakhs of rupees on that. People are, investing their savings into that. People are killing each other for that. Yes, there have been news which talks about when the parents stop the child from, playing online games, the child end up beating his mom, whose life was because of that taken away. So these kind of things are actually happening. Also, these apps have auto payment deduction at times without even any consent, and then you keep on figuring it out before you understand how to stop that. 2 or 3 deductions already have taken place. And it is also a nudge for you to let it auto deduct, so spending more than what you would have if auto deduct was not there. It of course then impacts the youth behavior. The youth becomes aggressive, frustrated, and also basically investing time over here rather than being productive for themselves in general, in particular, and the nation at large. So the fiscal gains are also important over here. Because of this, there would be again increase in the tax collected by the government. So that is there. Then plus you have the policy alignment. Policy alignment means if the goods are sin goods, they should be discouraged because they are harmful and addictive in nature. Also, there are links to money laundering as well. Through these apps, through these purchases, money laundering also takes place. So money laundering, illegal money getting converted into legal money, and also this illegal money can then be used for anything whatsoever, including terror funding. So there are a lot of concerns. What will be the economic impact of this? Economic impact is very straightforward. For the government, there will be substantial increase in the revenue because elasticity of demand is not high. The percentage demanded is not changing much with the increase in percentage price, as a result of which people will still keep on spending. That is why I said that it may not be a right idea to curb these kind of gaming, etc. It strengthens the state and central GST collection, of course. For industry, it will be an increased cost of participation. It will increase the cost of participation, so it will make difficult for the industry to attract more players. For the consumers, what will happen? They will also have to pay more money over here. Now, are there any regulatory moves beyond taxation? Can the government do certain other things to control the sin goods? Yes, they can. What they can do is basically bring the online gaming under Prevention of Money Laundering Act so as to have proper background and various other checks. Please keep a mandatory KYC norm for all such gaming apps which are charging money, reporting suspicious transactions if the source is not verified, etc. Prevent money laundering, terror financing risks will be addressed if these things are taken into consideration, and India can also align itself with the global best practices which exist. Now, these are the solutions in addition to the tax increase, because tax increase anyhow we saw the elasticity of demand is less, so it may not be that effective. Of course, if we keep on further increasing the taxes, there would be some impact, but we are not sure. The numbers are not suggesting so far. So how far can the tax increase go? That is one question. So before that, can we also have these provisions, or at least along with the increased GST, we should be having these provisions also in place? Thank you.